got a chance to see K-Pop Demon-Hunters on Netflix. Let's talk about this animated phenomenon right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zenka. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, I'm just literally getting off set, just getting home. I wanted to have something to edit tomorrow on the weekend, so I decided to jump in here. I actually saw this movie several weeks ago, but I've just been busy. I haven't been able to do this one. There was a bunch of other ones I wanted to do ahead of time, and everybody kind of put their 2 cents onto this one already. But yeah, it is 2 o'clock in the morning. We only wrapped at like midnight, so I'm just barely getting home to be able to record this. So let's jump into what K-Pop Demon-Hunters is. I assume that everybody's kind of seen it by now. It is doing extremely well on Netflix right now. It is a phenomenon for sure, and it is almost a flash in the pan. It's very interesting. As I kind of delved into the film, I have no idea what the budget was, but with the creatives behind it, I'm shocked that it actually even got made. So it was directed by Chris Applehans and Maggie Kang, who also wrote it, or was one of the writers. There were 3 writers. Chris Applehans, he's done nothing except for Rise of the Guardian, which he also wrote. And other than that, he's mostly been in the animation department. And so has Maggie Kang. She's done even less. Then the other writers, Danya Jimenez, Hannah McKinnon, and again Maggie Kang, they've done nothing. They've done some shorts, stuff like that, but nothing to this degree where somebody is going to put millions of dollars into allowing them to do a project and helm it. So, and it's not like they're even all Asian. So I can't even pin my thing on the fact that they gave them money because it was a minority group. Yes, I see a lot of female names there, but wow, somebody really took a chance on this, and that doesn't really happen in Hollywood much. So I would love to hear the story behind how this thing came into creation. As far as the idea is concerned, the idea is extremely good, where you're melding K-pop, which is extremely well received and popular throughout the world for the most part, definitely in the United States and throughout Asia, and mixing that with an action thing. What I really love about this is the fact that a lot of my characters that I write are female. And we were getting to that point where we couldn't write anything that was going to be female-led anymore because Hollywood has destroyed the ability for that to happen by creating the girl boss, where nobody is even going near female-led stuff, which is exactly what happened when I went to Hollywood and I was pitching female-led action stuff, and everybody just laughed at me and said they were not going to do that. And then Marvel ended up creating Black Widow and things to that effect. And then, we got some more, female-led action stuff. But now they've destroyed it again by not putting any work into the stories. And, we got Rey, we got Captain Marvel, and, now things even as good as Furiosa and Ballerina are not doing well because of the fact that Hollywood has destroyed the momentum of the female-led characters by just turning out trash. So I was so happy to see the fact that we not only have one, but we have an ensemble trio of female action heroes and it's being so well received. I unfortunately it's on just a animated version, but I'm kind of hoping that this trend will change things, and we really need an upward movement on the female-led stuff with quality. So yeah, because that kind of puts me back, several decades that Marvel and has created. Unfortunately, I really think it's mostly Marvel that and Disney that has screwed us over in that fact. But again, it leans, it's amazing to me that this is not written by somebody who is of Asian descent. I mean, Maggie Kang, of course, is, but not the rest, because obviously it leans very into that Asian mythology of these Asian demons that are living underground, and the only thing that is keeping them there is this shield around the earth, because a lot of the Asian mythology has to do with the earth being its own. It's basically has its own personality and has its own energy source and all of these things. And so it leads very heavily into that Asian mythology. But what's I think is even more interesting, and which is what the basis is for them being this girl group, is that the energy, the positive energy that's keeping this shield around the earth comes from not them, but it comes from their fans. So it's the more energy they put out that is enveloped and then energized through their fans is what keeps this thing afloat. And I liked all of those kind of hidden little gems in there that has almost a morality type play to this, because the main character has a secret. And yeah, I'm gonna go into a little bit of spoilers purely on that. Not much, but what she's been hiding. But before we jump into that, remember too that I'm a writer myself, and if you'd like to check out anything that I've written, you can go to Amazon.com and just type my name in, or there's a link in the description below. And then on top of that, I have my sci-fi quadrilogy, Destiny Aurora, that's has a lot of twists and turns and that kind of thing. It was turned into a board game and an RPG and a graphic novel and all these things as well. And it's also on Audible, and all of my books are on Kindle, including my YA fantasy novel, Tales of Ravenor, The Iron Witch. So if you like dragons and things to that effect, you're going to love that. It's got a new magic system, all that stuff. And then I have a new comic book coming out called Fantasy Tales of Terror, where I have a psycho Cinderella. I have a murderous Captain Hook who has his own little fire fairy, and they're being chased around New York as they're leaving bodies in their wake by Tiger Lily from Neverland, who I did make a little bit badass. But you see, there's my female. I have female characters all over that thing, and even a female hero. So again, that kind of falls into why I'm rooting for these kind of things to do well. But anyway, definitely check that. The QR code is here, or the link in the description below. You can hit the Kickstarter and just type, just register so that you get notified when we launch. Probably next week when we wrap on this film. But anyway, this tells the story of Rumi, Mari, or Mira, and I always change the letters up, and Zoe, and they are basically demon hunters born of this, I guess throughout the years they constantly change as the generations go, but this is their generation's demon hunters, where they're trying to not only keep the shield up, but they're trying to strengthen it to make it gold. And once they do, it's almost like that's it. The demons have lost, for a very long period of time, where it's almost impossible to weaken this thing. So that's their goal. However, Rumi has a a secret where she's part demon, and demons can be visually picked out because they have patterns. So they have stripes or whatever else on their skin, and that's what's a telltale sign of being a demon. And she has those things, but she covers them up so that her other band members don't see them. And she feels that once she has made the golden thing, then shield, then those patterns will leave, and this way they'll never know her secret, what she's hiding. Meanwhile, this is where it gets kind of silly. The demons decide that they're going to throw a boy band up there to compete. That part's silly, I think. But it gives them a foil where the boy bands start to gain their fans away, and is totally weakening the shield now, because their fandom, which I don't really understand, that the energy they're putting out is more negative, and that's the part that I don't understand. So if they had negative songs that were giving out negative energy, but I never heard anything negative in their songs, and that's where I'm kind of confused, because just because they're demons, they're not really tempting in any way, to do bad things. And I think that's where it would have been if there was violence or whatever else in their lyrics. Then I think that would have been more of a telltale sign that they were pulling people away, and the people were changing their personalities based on the music. But I didn't see that happen, so that's the part I would have changed. But on top of that, they decide that their takedown song, which this is supposed to be their golden thing, to turn everything gold, this powerhouse song, and it was turning very negative, which I really liked. So Rumi was going to decide whether they were going to go negative with this song or they were going to go with love and understanding, because she has started having feelings for the main boy band. And some of it's pretty funny, where the girls go crazy about their abs and stuff like that, where popcorn's popping out of their eyes, and I think the other one's eating it and stuff like that. In fact, I think Mira is my favorite character in there. I liked her deeper voice, and I liked that she was like she had anger issues or whatever. I also liked the little animals in here. I thought they were going to be just overly cutesy and not have anything to them, but I kind of liked the bird kept stealing his hat or whatever, and the cat always had this blank stare, and he delivered the messages through his tongue, just kind of lifted his tongue out. But I also liked that he was completely ADD when it came to something that was falling down. He couldn't stand the fact that something was down. He had to lift it up, or he just couldn't focus on anything else except for this fallen piece. So it had some really good elements in there, and I really applaud Netflix for taking a chance on this, because again, the songs are doing very well. I see cosplay all over the place. The costume design, the character design is extremely good. The songs were good. I mean, everything about this was outstanding, except for a few pieces here and there. I thought the choreography was good. I think the fight scenes were generally good. They could have gone a little bit further, I thought, but I'm not going to, that's nitpick shit. I thought the actors did a great job. We had Arden Cho from Chicago Med playing Rumi. And I don't really... Mei Hong playing Mira's voice, she's done very little. She's done some TV stuff, and that's it. But Ji Jong Yu, who played Zoe, was just in a horror movie that I thought she was very good in, that was based on the video game Until Daylight, or Until Dawn. And I just watched that movie even again. I really liked that movie. It wasn't great, but I thought it was very entertaining. And of course, they didn't do all the singing voices as well. Even though some of them could, some of the actors could sing, but they had different singing counterparts that actually did the songs. And Ken Jeong, who played Bobby, did a good job as well. And Daniel Day Kim, who I haven't really seen since Lost. So they had some really good voice actors. And then Lee Byung-hun, who was just in Squid Game. He plays the villain in Squid Game. He's in it too. So that, I mean, they really went all out, and I have no problem with the fact that you brought in all Asian actors to play these roles. I mean, even though it was a voice, they could have gotten other voices, but everyone I thought was pretty well cast. So yeah, I think this was very well done, and I think it was well pieced together. And I thought there was some morality to what was going on, where she was hiding who she was, and in the end, it could have destroyed them by her basically lying to her teammates. So you have all these little pieces of morality, and then you have, of course, the other main guy who has, guilt and tells his story that isn't even true about himself. And can these bad people have redemption? And I think by the end he does redeem himself to a certain degree. And where it also teaches the negative effects of selfishness, which I really think we need nowadays. We're living in more of a selfish environment than ever before, where people will not go out of the way to help anyone. Everything's a very me society right now. So the more we see this morality of helping others and not just yourself, I'm very happy with. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. There's a lot to really delve into here. Again, I don't think it's a perfect piece. I think it's very good, and I thought the design, the costume design, to the action, to even the general animation, I think is all very good. To the voice acting, there's really nothing really negative to say about this. And again, I applaud Netflix for taking a chance on it, and I really love that it's going viral. I see plenty of videos with girls doing the cover on the songs. They're dancing to it. Great. And I would love to see this as a live action, and to see if this actually translates into a live action film where people would actually come out and see it, even if it's not animation. I would love to see that. Anyway, before I keep blubbering on, that's it for me. Out of 10, I'm going to give this an 8.5. I probably will watch it again. I have no problem watching animation. I'm not really an anime guy, but I do like certain animated films. But anyway, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can. If you can't subscribe, please do. And remember, too, to go to Amazon.com and check out my stuff. Just type my name in, a link description below. And definitely jump into Fairy Tales of Terror before I launch next week. QR code is here, or there's a link in the description below as well. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Have an awesome week.